Imagine a world where your car runs on clean energy and your meals are guilt-free thanks to plant-based meat alternatives.
It's the dream that politicians and corporations are selling, a vision where electric vehicles and fake meat promise to solve our environmental problems.
But is this vision built on solid ground? What if these so-called solutions are disconnected from the realities of everyday life, offering promises that fall short when it comes to practicality and effectiveness?
Let's dive into why this gap between grand plans and real-world needs means that electric vehicles and fake meat may not be the answers we've been led to believe.
Electric vehicles are heralded as the future of green transportation, but their practicality in everyday life often tells a different story. Charging infrastructure remains a major hurdle. While EVs are great in theory, the lack of reliable and accessible charging stations, especially in rural areas and apartment complexes, makes owning one far less convenient than advertised. Unlike filling up a gas tank in minutes, charging an EV can take hours, and fast chargers are still scarce outside major cities. This logistical nightmare is far removed from the seamless experience many EV owners were promised. The cost of EVs is another stumbling block. Despite government subsidies, the upfront cost of purchasing an electric vehicle remains significantly higher than that of a traditional gasoline car. For many working-class families, the expense simply isn't feasible, even if EVs offer savings on fuel over time. The assumption that every household can afford this transition is a glaring oversight in the push for widespread adoption. Add to this the issue of battery lifespan. Over time, EV batteries degrade, reducing driving range and eventually requiring expensive replacements. This can be a rude awakening for owners, especially those buying second-hand EVs, and it raises questions about long-term affordability. While politicians champion EVs as a sustainable solution, their counterparts in the food industry are promoting fake meat as a way to fight climate change. Yet plant-based meat alternatives come with their own set of issues. Though marketed as healthier and more eco-friendly, fake meat products are highly processed, often packed with additives and chemicals to mimic the taste and texture of real meat. For consumers seeking natural, wholesome foods, these lab-made products fall short. Fake meat also brings environmental trade-offs. The crops used to produce it, such as soy and peas, are frequently grown using monocropping techniques. This approach depletes soil nutrients, increases reliance on pesticides, and reduces biodiversity, creating a different set of environmental challenges. While livestock farming has its own environmental impact, fake meat production isn't the flawless alternative it's made out to be. Add in the fact that fake meat is often more expensive and less satisfying to many consumers, and it's easy to see why it struggles to gain widespread acceptance. The push for EVs and fake meat reflects a broader issue, a disconnect between policymakers and the people they aim to serve. These solutions are often part of top-down mandates driven by theoretical environmental benefits rather than practical realities. Politicians focus on emission targets and production quotas, but they rarely consider the diverse needs of consumers. EVs and fake meat may work well in urban, affluent areas, but they're far less suitable for rural communities or families on tight budgets. Government subsidies designed to encourage adoption often miss the mark. While they make these products slightly more accessible, they don't address the underlying issues of cost, convenience, and practicality. As a result, many consumers remain hesitant, viewing these technologies as expensive solutions to problems they didn't ask to solve. Instead of meeting actual market demand, subsidies and quotas create artificial markets that prioritize political optics over real-world impact. So what do consumers really want? The answer lies in practical, affordable, and sustainable solutions. For transportation, this could mean improving the fuel efficiency of gasoline cars, or investing in hybrid technology that offers the benefits of both gas and electric power. These options are more cost-effective, require less dramatic changes to infrastructure, and are easier for the average person to adopt. Similarly, instead of pushing heavily processed fake meat, governments could support regenerative farming practices that promote soil health, sequester carbon, and provide natural, nutrient-rich meat. Another critical area is energy policy. If EVs are to become a viable solution, governments must prioritize building a reliable, renewable energy grid capable of handling the increased demand. Without this infrastructure, widespread EV adoption is unsustainable, leading to power shortages and frustrated consumers. The focus should be on creating a solid foundation before mandating a complete transition to electric vehicles. When it comes to food, promoting local, sustainable agriculture is a more realistic approach than relying on fake meat. By supporting small farms and encouraging practices that work in harmony with the environment, governments can provide consumers with options that are both environmentally friendly and aligned with traditional values. This approach addresses environmental concerns while respecting the needs and preferences of everyday people. The path forward requires bridging the gap between political agendas and consumer realities. Top-down mandates may look good in press releases, but they often fail to account for the complexities of real life. Policymakers need to engage with consumers, listening to their concerns and prioritizing solutions that work for a wide range of circumstances. This means moving away from one-size-fits-all strategies and embracing a more flexible, inclusive approach. Sustainability isn't about imposing expensive, high-tech solutions on people who can't afford them. It's about finding practical ways to reduce environmental impact while improving quality of life. By focusing on consumer-centric approaches, we can achieve meaningful progress without leaving anyone behind. Electric vehicles and fake meat aren't inherently bad ideas, but they're not the magic bullets they're often made out to be. Instead of rushing to adopt these solutions at the expense of other viable options, we should take a step back and evaluate what truly works. Whether it's improving existing technologies, investing in sustainable agriculture, or building reliable energy infrastructure, the key is to focus on solutions that align with both environmental goals and the realities of everyday life. The time has come to rethink our approach to sustainability. By prioritizing practical, accessible solutions, we can build a future that works for everyone, not just for politicians and corporations chasing green headlines. Let's aim for progress that truly benefits people and the planet, one realistic step at a time.